A quick welcome back to Inside Devils. I want to welcome in a good friend of mine, my colleague, my brother, Mr. KG. I'm not going to say the comedian because it's not time for jokes right now. Just KG. And a reminder, we are here at Hotel Football reacting to this monstrosity of a performance that we've just seen. KG, you know, how do you sum that up? How?
I don't think you can. It's crazy because I think I've been Ten Hag's staunchest. I'm.
That's what Crook is.
I'm Ten Hag. I love
You're leading the fan club for Ten Hag.
I've been leading the fan club. I have to say,
Chairman
in past
of the fan
tense.
club.
Yeah, chairman of the fan club. And I just felt like, I felt like last season was a blip. 8th, the mid-game circumstances of all of this stuff that happened. And it was like, when he gets his players back, when he gets the backroom staff, and then there was a moment of realization today of, we've got 4 brand new players that cost a lot of money that look as bad as the ones that we had before. So you can't call these new players dead wood. It's brand new wood. That's the scariest moment. There's players running about, and you're talking about Champions League Casemiro, who's running about and he's flailing his hands, not because he's a bad player. No one is starting to look good in this type of system. So even these guys have played at the highest level. Delete today. Delit's making mistakes. Delit doesn't do that. So you're getting to a stage with these players where they're void of confidence, and then you want this moment to happen where in the last game against FC20, we conceded with it. It was someone went on that lovely little run and they scored. But then I put it down as an isolated incident. Well, guess what? Van de Ven today, same wonderful jinking run, cuts it back. How many times we've seen that go against Man United? Loads of times. And you think, okay, this is a blip, we can overcome this. He speaks to them at half time, they come back and concede in 3 minutes. How can I defend it? You can't it's getting to the stage where I'm looking for, because I would say I was probably one of the last of the dying breed, last of the Mohicans when it came to still backing this manager. I will struggle to find a fan to tell me why now they are saying, you know what, we believe. If it's only for you're just super hopeful.
Earlier on the show, I was saying to the guys that I feel like the idiot now, and I'm not saying I regret backing him, but I feel like there were so many signs, but like you say, you try and be positive. You don't want to just sack another manager. You don't just want to jump on a bandwagon. You want to try and stick at something. And even now, if we're looking at what some of the solutions can be, it's like the Ruud van Nistelrooy thing. Is that going to be a shades of volley? Do you know what I mean? And we just don't want that to happen.
You saw how Oli left this club. You lot know that last interview was the most tragic thing you've ever seen.
Can I just ask, is anyone pro Oli coming back?
Absolutely not.
Just wanted to check, thank you. I agree, just wanted to check.
That's just some silly accounts on X.
No, but then this club, I feel like this club, we're not learning at the same time, because imagine, you've seen how difficult it's been. If we install Ruud van Nistelrooy as the interim manager, have we learned anything? Have we learned from the sins of the past? This is a massive club. It can swallow up a manager very quickly. Jose's been taken down. LVG's been taken down. Ten Hag, with all of experience, has been taken down. You saw what happened to Oli. Are we sure we want to do it to a legend in Ruud, or should we just go another way completely?
So here's a question though. You mentioned the big name managers who've come here and failed, the club legend who failed.
Yeah.
Is it that palatable a job, or is it becoming a poison chalice? If you are Thomas Tuchel, Gareth Southgate, Graham Potter, it would be the 3 most obvious candidates, I think, when you look at Ineos and their track record. Actually, I'm not sure Tuchel is going to be a candidate. I think it's probably going to be one of the other 2. If you're Gareth Southgate, you come off the back of a difficult summer. You get a lot of scrutiny. You get to the final, but the criticism stung him. No question about that. Is this the job that he wants to walk back into?
I don't think he could do it.
I don't think any Man United fan deserves Gareth Southgate. I think that's out of order.
But you get my point, though. I mean, carry on.
I hear what you're saying. The point that you just created the worst scenario. If it's between those 2 managers, give me Ten Hag to the end of the season. I don't know. Graham Potter, no, they're not good enough. We have to look at this.
So who is good enough?
It doesn't mean they're the answer.
They're not the answer. They are not the answer. We as Man United, I know that Liverpool boy and Arne Slot and everyone else is. Maresca's gone in, and I thought that was a strange appointment because he's never managed at the highest level. But then this club is different to anything you've ever seen before. Like, players come here and for some strange reason, they just can't do it in a Man United shirt, but they leave and they're fine. So you have to understand the level for players, the level of expectation, plus any manager that walks in, the spotlight's on. We need to get someone, a steady hand. And the only person that, for me, at the moment, is a Tuchel. You need a manager you need someone that is...
But we've been there and done that. Is Tuchel not just a Mourinho Van Gaal clone? You know, a big name manager who's done it in European leagues. He's won the Champions League, as Mourinho had.
But then we talk about losing the dressing room again. You lot will see in the situation that we've had before. We've got some players that have won some stuff. We got De Ligt in there, Casemiro in there, and Rashford. He has his expectation. Are you really going to put a Gareth Southgate that didn't pick Rashford? You've got a situation.
I think it might have to be something really left field. Like you know how Liverpool were chasing like Ruben Amorim was like their number one target until it wasn't again.
I'm not sure he was.
Yeah, well, his name was in the hat. You look at what happened with the merry-go-round at Bayern, and then it ended up being Vincent Kompany. You know,
Would you take Vincent Kompany?
but like, I feel like this is where we've now come, and this is what the scary thing is, Angelina, isn't it? It's like why I suppose we do have the glass half full of like, no, just stick with Ten Hag. We can't have another manager. No, can't do that. Don't have another manager. But then you go, who is there? But that's not a good enough reason to stay in this relationship. But who else? Find someone, because this isn't it.
Yeah, this is the thing, and like I say, I don't know how they proceed with this because they're going to look foolish any route that they go down. For me personally, Southgate and Potter. I know Potter's recently done an exclusive interview of how he's had his glow up and he's back and he's ready to get involved, and that's lovely. But not even speaking from a tactical point of view, not even getting into that, just from like what you said, this is a completely different game. This is different to England. This is different to Chelsea. And I personally, from what I've seen, and I know that Gareth Southgate and Graham Potter got a lot of abuse that I don't stand by and I don't think is okay, but I don't think either have what it takes to take the level of scrutiny. The scrutiny within the media. Gareth Southgate just about got through it, but that was what, a couple of times a year, one tournament every other year?
He didn't enjoy it in the summer.
No. And I don't think somebody like Southgate could take that scrutiny. And I know the pressure that Potter was under. Magnify that by 10. I don't look at either of those names and think, you can take the heat. Yes. You can take the heat in the press conferences. You can come out and speak well. You can back your players. You can earn respect from your players. I just don't see it. And maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't look at either of them and their track records and think I would trust you in that position to be able to take it. And also, you know, maybe bite back a little bit as well and stand your ground.
Ten Hag has done that though, in fairness. I mean, I've got to say the sort of siege mentality that he manages to create and, you know, come out and defend himself, I think is admirable. And he's a good guy. There's no question about that. But the issue we're talking about potential candidates. The names aren't jumping off the page. No. You know, and I think that's probably why Ten Hag is still there and Ineos decided in the summer not to make a change. It's difficult.
I think it's funny because Ten Hag's still our manager. You know, that's
and he's not going to not be by the next game.
But guess what? The games that we have ahead are scary games. You're looking at the table like Man United. We're actually getting used to mediocrity. We've played 6 games this season and we've lost 3.
We've got 7 points.
That's insane. That's the height of insanity. And the fact of the matter is, it's only going to get worse.
And the manner as well.
The manner's bad. Yeah. And today we made Timo Werner look like he was a semi-decent player. We made Brennan's having he's having his moment right now. But then we were so lucky Son wasn't available today. So now you're going through it and you're saying, well, we got Porto and then we got Aston Villa. Those are the 2 games where it could be the writings on the wall, so they have to make a decision. And then now it does feel like if it's going to be anyone, it would be Ruud.
Yeah, if they make a decision, I think it's nailed on that Ruud will step in for some period of time. Whether that is till the end of the season or whether that's for a couple of weeks because they are going to home in and go and get someone.
I genuinely think that depends on Gareth. I really do.
What depends on what? Whether Gareth Southgate
Whether he
wants to
wants
come here.
Yeah.
Please
So if he
don't.
wants it,
He's
it's
ready
his.
for it yet.
I think so.
Whether he wants a bit more time.
Are you doing that
maybe.
sources thing again? Are you? Please don't tell me you're using your powers. Have you heard it? You haven't heard anything on the wire.
Mate, the whispers have been going on when it comes to Gareth Southgate for a long time now, even during the Euros.
They
And actually,
can't
part of
pick
me
him.
at the Euros thought that was why he suddenly got so defensive, because he could see with every bad performance that actually the case for not hiring him was probably stacking up. But we know that Dan Ashworth is a massive fan, having worked at the FA. We know that he's got a relationship with Brailsford and Ratcliffe.
Nah, Crookie, nah, he's not coming here.
Well-
He's surely.
Look at the way he left England.
I-
There's no way. There's no way.
They
Stranger
would
things.
argue he left England on the back of taking them to
Yeah,
successive European
progress.
Championship finals.
All of that rubbish. Gareth Southgate could not be
And listen,
Manchester manager.
I'm not making the case for Gareth Southgate.
Yeah.
Good.
I agree with you guys, but I'm telling you the case that they would make to make this particular appointment, and was part of their thinking in the summer. Well, listen, Gareth isn't available. He was mid-tournament at the time when they were going around speaking to McKenna and De Zerbi and Pochettino's people and whoever else. So did they think, right, we'll give Ten Hag this extra year. If it works out, brilliant. If it doesn't, come October or November, we'll make a change. Gareth's available.
But is there a
can't believe
world
that.
where, like, we're talking about, we all do believe the writing is on the wall, because I said, I don't think that even if we do have results with Porto and Villa, I don't think that you can come back from it. And I get what you were saying as well about, you know, he has, I feel like the press conferences have been, apart from the mentality situation you had with him, he's not been as delusional and different things. Is there a world where we do end up keeping him till the end of the season?
I don't
Or
think so.
are we all completely...
Today felt like, even at the end of the game, there was the players usually go around to apologise and they're more apologetic. They kind of
they
say
barely
certain-
went. They just kind of went round the middle, didn't they?
But I felt there was a knowingness in. I was looking at the players and I was thinking, they know. Everybody knows what's happening right now. We're at that stage of we can't do anything.
Resigned. Are we agreeing? Yeah. Are we sort of? And this is a question to you guys as well at home. Are we resound to the fact then that, you know, Porto away, there's no way they can pick themselves up in a hostile environment like that and put in a shift?
Well, Porto got beat by Bodo Glimt, so I'm not as worried about Porto. I think
it's
Villa could be a car crash.
And if it is going into that international break, is that the final now?
Oh, we got international break after that as well.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's when it happens.
Yeah.
It's usually international break. The papers go crazy, and it's great. It's great for the media, really. When you think of the jet lag, imagine
like a
that
holiday.
run. Oh no, you're not going on a holiday. We'll start to talk about who could be next, what's next. There's all this speculation that happens. It's almost like a little transfer window that happens again. But it's a shame. The fact of the matter is, nobody here on the panel wants to see Man United in this situation or see another manager potentially lose his job. But then managers are responsible for results, and Man United are below standard.